anyone learning, anyone watching this, anyone listening to golf coaches, the setup is so important. Yeah, so you hear the late hit then?
Feels so good off the face.
There's no way you're getting anything before the ball. Look at how far forward I can lean. Look at the flight of it, but look at the spin.
It's amazing how little I think about my takeaway and my swing when the setup's right. The final shot that I need to improve around the greens, like I said, I'm getting much closer to the par 5s in 2, 40 or 50 yards, but I'm not getting up and down. And sometimes I'm not even making the par. You know, I'm completely missing the shot, leave myself too far apart, miss the one coming back. Suddenly a birdie's turned into a double. So we need to eliminate that.
Correct.
To bring the scores down. So I imagine, you know, because I have been listening, this is going to be a similar shot to the one before, but with a bit more aggression. Yeah,
a bit more, and also I don't feel like you need to probably give it as much loft, so you can probably play a little bit more standard. You don't need to have the ball as forward, I wouldn't say, because what you're going to get is by creating a bit more speed, that will give it a bit more spin and a bit more height. So we don't need to necessarily give it a bit more loft or you know, put it forward. I just think you could almost play this as a standard setup with the same feels of the swing.
Okay.
So I would go ball just left of centre ball position, and then as we mentioned before, kind of pre-setting the impact position.
Which we want to be fairly neutral.
Yeah, absolutely. And then from there, just as you said, then very similar in terms of the actual technique of the movement, right? So from there now, just get that same feeling, keeping the body, the elbows and the club connected with your body. Pretty good. Yeah.
Because I know we worked on this when I first started seeing you for lessons, and I kind of completely lost. And I got into this thing where it needs to be like this aggressive,
right? Yeah.
You know, because suddenly you throw one at the flag and it stops, checks, and you're like, I'm the best golfer in the world.
Yeah,
but then you just start getting it wrong.
It is amazing when you get that shot, and it's even better when your playing partner thinks it's flying off the back of the green and it stops. But that had the same kind of look to it. It had the same spin to it, but it wasn't quite as risky and quite as aggressive.
Okay. Same feels.
Yeah, that's it. Hips and eyes. Remember that feeling of just being slightly more forward on it? Yes, exactly. So you've got to keep
achieving
a more of a downward strike, a later low point. You know, the low point we talk about. Obviously with the driver, when we get the low point, we don't want it too far forward, depending on the golfer, but you want to be slightly before the ball. Whereas here you don't want to be before the ball, you want to be probably just slightly after the ball. Really.
I love that as
quite a long way after, actually.
Because I'd never considered to do that.
No, I know, and I think that's where you hear a lot of people saying, oh, you should be like getting it shallow and using the bounce, and I'm always like, well, why bother hitting the ground first? But you can hit the ball first.
Keep looking at that spot as I'm taking the club away.
Well, yeah, I mean, to begin with, probably you won't have to necessarily keep doing that, but as long as your eyes are in a good position in your body, so you see how you are now, the only thing I would do is just have that. Yeah, that's it.
Lower.
Yeah, lower and that keeping that wrist angle that we talked about.
Okay.
That's the best strike you've hit.
Yeah, it was left. But
yeah, but that was just a fraction handy on it. You know, that right hand just turned it over slightly, but I love the strike on that.
It felt good.
Yeah, it was a proper flight. It's just I think you just shut the face down ever so slightly through impact.
Okay.
So keep that same feeling, good setup, left wrist, match it up and hold the face down. Yeah, brilliant.
That's so much better.
Yeah, and it's flying properly, which is why it's gone a little further than you probably anticipated it. But again, like as soon as anyone hits the ball better, it goes a bit further, and you're not really used to that, but that's a good thing because you can easily just get used to that, can't you? So.
Where are you trying to land this?
Right now, probably only just about 1 or 2 yards short of the flag.
Really?
I think, as I said, the greens are quite soft, aren't they? So again, you'd have to recalibrate to a certain degree when the greens are getting firmer. But yeah, for this shot, you're probably 2-3 yards short of the green, of the flag. Sorry.
How's that set up?
I think you can go forward with your hands slightly. Yeah, and then just same thing. Keep the connection. Good. About there, you want to land it.
It's amazing how, like...
If you switch with me one time, it's amazing the strike, isn't it?
But it's amazing how little I think about my takeaway and my swing when the setup's right.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? Then I just swing it.
I think that's the biggest thing for anyone. Anyone learning, anyone watching this, anyone listening to golf coaches, the setup is so important. And I think there's getting to golf going on behind you, which is 4 brand new golfers playing golf, and their setups are not as good as your setup or the other guys that have played for a long time. You can see that, but they're not sure where their bodies are meant to be yet, and that's something that the quicker they learn that, the better they'll be at golf. So if you think of what I'm saying about that position, if you stand right in front of me here, look at how far forward I can lean. Like I'm so far forward now. So I'm feeling like I could take my right foot off the ground, right? Look how far forward and watch this. Look at the flight of it, but look at the spin.
It stops.
It's because the flight and the strike is so pure. Now, if I then went the other way, and it's not really that good an example, and the greens are, like, as I said, a bit softer, but watch, if I hang back and hit it higher, look, it's so hard, it's annoying that because it's landed too far, but that wouldn't spin as much. But yeah, it's 3 times the height, and people think, oh, that's just such a waste of energy, and also I have no idea where that ball's going. That's why I don't hit flop shots very often. A flop shot comes out once every blue moon because it has to.
Yeah.
So yeah, that feeling of really, you can go just with that last one, go really extreme with it just to see what happens. Go right on that left side.
Yeah.
And just see what happens. Get that late hit on it, okay?
Okay. Late hit?
Yeah, sorry, that's me talking golf. So late hit would be like you're hitting the ball and you're kind of like late, you're getting that late hit through the ground. Yeah, so what it means is, you know, the low point, your low point goes further forward. Yeah, you hear that?
Glide it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Hands forward, yeah, perfect, you did it. You know now.
It's coming.
Yeah, see, you hear the late hit then?
Feels so good off the face.
Yeah, because there's no way you're getting anything before the ball there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go. 3 short game shots to bring down your scores. Thank you so much, Tim.
My pleasure.
Head pro here at the incredible Tommy Fleetwood Academy here in Dubai. Make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment. We'll see you again soon.